Hey, today I'm talking about how to like yourself. What are some of the reasons people don't like themselves? What can they do about it? And what changes in your life when you do like yourself? Dawn Super here, helping people have better days. Be sure to subscribe if you want to be one of them. I didn't like myself until I was 35 years old. And I had no idea how to go about liking myself before I did. And so there's no instruction manual for humaning, and we're all kind of just figuring things out on our own. And I figured out some things, so I make these videos to help people navigate being a human being. So I'm going to get into some of the reasons why people don't like themselves and what you can do about it. Everything that I talk about is just based on my own experience and based on working with my coaching clients. I'm not a mental health professional. I don't even play one on TV. Highlight reel syndrome is one of the biggest reasons why people don't like themselves. You'll see, oh, social media is poison, and oh, social media is so bad, and social media this and social media that. And what people fail to realize is that social media or not, you're constantly being bombarded with the same things that you're seeing on social media. If they're not coming at you from social media, they're coming at you from your television, from movies, from everything. Everything that you see is a perspective on life. And most of the things that you observe on social media, on television, in the movies are not really real, right? Like filters and makeup and lighting, and I mean, you have no idea what's going on outside of what you're looking at. And if you don't have good self-esteem, if you don't like yourself, when you're looking at other people's things, you can start to feel inferior. You can feel like you're behind in life, and you can even get jealous of what someone else has. And you really have no idea what's going on outside of exactly what you're seeing. So it helps me if I'm looking at something and I'm getting a little bit jelly about it. I remind that to myself, don't get highlight reel syndrome, because where this person has something really good that I'm feeling a little jelly about, I might have something really good that they would feel jelly about. So you can't compare yourself with anyone, because no one's going to be amazing at everything. Everyone has their own special little light to shine. I have a video, what happens if I don't accept the judgment of others. So by accepting that people are always putting their best foot forward when they're posting on social media, filters, skewed perspectives, not telling the whole story, to flat out lying, you can accept that being a human being is hard for everybody. No one knows exactly what they're doing. Everyone is just winging it. And some people make it look like they have it all together, but you have no idea who's puking off stage. Right? Like, you find out your favorite performer gets like so nervous they want to vomit before they perform, and they come out and they're so amazing, and you're like, oh my God, I could never. But they put their socks on, their feet at the same time too, the same way. When you feel icky looking at other people's stuff, it's because you're judging yourself. So that's why I recommended the video, because when you stop judging other people, you also stop judging yourself, and you start to see that we all have our own things that make us up. When you're yourself all the time and you're comfortable with being who you are and you like who you are, it's impossible for someone else to tell you who you are. It just doesn't reconcile, and you don't accept it. And it's seems like that's so impossible. One of my favorite quotes is, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." But it took me like 40 years to actually understand what that means. And what it means is that no one creates feelings inside of you. You create them based on what you're hearing or seeing and absorbing from the other people. And that's why I talk so much about your feelings can lie to you. And understanding that helps you cope with when you do have those hard, icky feels. Another reason people don't like themselves is because they eat their sensibilities. And what does that mean? It means they change who they are like a chameleon to try and adapt to the people that they're around at that time. Tolerating behaviors that make you uncomfortable, doing things to gain favor for other people, gossip. Gossip is social currency that bankrupts your soul. And it took me a really long time to understand that. So when you have an imbalance in yourself where what you think, you don't agree with the person that you're talking to, but you pretend that you do because you want them to like you. That's eating your sensibilities. And it creates like a blip inside of you because what you think, what you say, and what you do aren't matching. You're out of balance. And that's why it feels yucky inside of you, because you're not being true. You resent yourself in that moment. That's why you feel that way. I'm willing to die for the truth. And when I first heard it, I was like, gosh, what truth could be so serious that I'd be willing to die for it? And I realized that in the context of being yourself, if being yourself is going to cost you a relationship with someone, then you stay true to yourself. You're willing to let that relationship die for the truth of staying who you are instead of changing who you are to accommodate someone else. And standing up for yourself by not changing your personality to accommodate someone else, it makes you feel stronger and you feel better about yourself. And that's a way to start liking yourself, is to have integrity, is to accept yourself fully, warts and all, no matter what you look like or sound like or your financial status, whatever it is, you are a unique creation and you have something to offer to yourself. Everyone else is secondary. Okay, this is the number one reason why I didn't like myself. You're annoying. I didn't know how to stop being annoying. And I didn't understand why I was annoying. Like, why I did the behaviors that made me annoying. And I did a lot of introspection, which is challenging when you have a lot of trauma in your past. Instead of asking why questions for introspection, I asked what. What's happening that's making me talk like my mouth is, a river? Why can't I shut up when I'm having a conversation with someone else? And through looking at your behaviors, like what is it that's making you blather like that? A lot of it for me was nerves. I was nervous. Some of it was narcolepsy. Talking helps me stay awake. Keeping engaged in that way helps me stay awake. So I had to train myself to stop talking. And one of the things that I would say to myself was, be someone you'd want to hang around with. And then I'd pull myself back into my own awareness and think about what that would look like in the situation that I'm in. Like, how would I want the other person to behave? And that gives me, neurodivergent me, clues as to how to behave in a situation. And that's different from changing who you are as a person to accommodate someone else's feels. You can be a chatty Cathy and have a grip on it without that changing who you are as a person. Like, you're not stifling yourself, you're just controlling yourself. Just a little distinct perspective difference there. Okay, so some other ways that people can be annoying: gossiping, you're rude, crude, or very loud, obnoxious or otherwise toxic, talk too much, super negative. And one thing about negativity is there's so much talk about toxic positivity, and being negative, do it when it's necessary, right? I mean, you don't want to sugarcoat things in your life, but don't always be shining the flashlight on the negative in your life, because there's always going to be negative in your life, and it doesn't need to be center stage unless it's something that you're actively dealing with at the time. So I had a lot of baloney going on in my life, and I talked about it all the time, and it was a fact. It was happening. It was reality. But talking about it didn't serve me. It definitely didn't help me have better friendships, because my friends didn't want to be around me. So if you're very negative, don't think about toxic positivity. Don't get caught up in what's allowable and what's not allowed. Just try to feel better, a little bit at a time. When you feel overwhelmed and you feel really negative, take a break. Close your eyes. Listen to a happy song, or a song that makes you feel good, whether or not it's happy. Feeling good is for you. It's not to make other people comfortable. This is a one-shot deal life. You never get this moment back again. And you don't want to find yourself on your deathbed having wasted so much of your life beating yourself up, not liking yourself, and feeling bad. It's a waste. Some other personality flaws that make you annoying: if you're constantly, after your interactions with people, thinking, God, why did I say that? Or, oh, why did I do that? This is definitely something you need to pay attention to. Asking yourself those questions means you're not feeling comfortable with yourself. Because if you're comfortable with yourself, you don't care why you said something or why you did something, because you're just being yourself and you accept yourself, and that's just the way that it goes. So boundaries are what help keep you from being annoying. Nosiness is curiosity without boundaries. Gossip is a violation of boundaries. Brene Brown defines boundaries very simply as what's okay and what's not okay. When something feels icky because it's not okay, that's a good indicator for you to remind yourself that boundaries are a thing. I know about them forever, but I didn't really set them or hold them. How do you be yourself but not be annoying? And the trick truly is to find people who don't think you're annoying. Like, clean up your personality flaws. If you've got issues, like you gossip or you talk too much, or you don't know how to read the room. You tell jokes that are inappropriate. You make people feel uncomfortable. Those are things that you don't necessarily want to accept about yourself, right? I mean, if you feel good about it, then go for it. But if you don't like it, then only you can do something about it. And I wanted to be someone that other people wanted to be around. And I started with myself. I wanted to be around myself. I wanted to be alone and feel good about it. And if you can get there, then you can be around other people and also feel good about it. From the cradle to the grave, you're the only constant. Not one person is going to be with you on this entire journey. They're going to come, they're going to go. They're going to teach you stuff, you're going to teach them stuff. But it's not physically possible for any one person to be with you the whole time. It's not. So the more comfortable that you get with the fact that it's okay to be by yourself sometimes. Another reason people don't like themselves, because they're miserable. So many reasons to be miserable, right? Like, oh gosh, the list is so long. Whether you're having health issues or your living situation is miserable, your job, you're in school, your whatever it is, when you go through stuff for a long time, it can make you miserable. When you get to the bottom, you got to remember to look up. And if you don't remember to look up, then you can get stuck in a rut. Stuck in the suck. And often you find yourself alone and there's no one there to help you pull yourself out. And I was there a lot in my life, and that's another reason why I make all this content, because I didn't know what to do. How do you do this human stuff? Yeah, and I figured a bunch of stuff out, and so here I sit here and ramble and hope that you get something out of it. So if you're getting something out of it, comment and tell me, because it helps me to know that I'm helping other people doing this. Another video, what happens if I don't think about my suffering now or in the past? Again, going back to that before, you don't get a do-over. If you're miserable because you're suffering and you're focusing on your suffering, you're never going to step outside of your suffering. You're not even going to be able to take breaks from it. So check that one out if you're suffering. Especially if you have like a lifelong chronic illness, because there's a lot of suffering in that, whether you're positive or negative. I'm a very positive person, and I do have a lot of symptoms that I deal with, and I don't like to say I'm suffering, because I'm just existing. This is my reality. This is the package that I got to work with. So I'm living, not suffering. It's hard. Yeah, to be sure. But I would never say I'm suffering on the daily, because who wants to live like that? Not me. And it's all perspective. It's how you look at it that matters. Another reason people don't like themselves is because they have sabotaging feels when your feelings lie to you. If you've had trauma, if you've been picked on or bullied or abandoned or abused or manipulated or taken advantage of, or otherwise had people in your life telling you things about yourself that are their opinion of you, it changes your personality, and you become who you are, but covered in trauma sauce. And you believe it because you've lived it for so long. And until you can step away from it and change your perspective and look at yourself in a different light, you can really get stuck there. And that's why it's really good to watch videos like this, and to read or watch videos from people like Brene Brown. She talks about boundaries a lot, and a lot of the problems in life come down to not understanding or applying or holding boundaries. One of the songs that has always helped me with my perspective is by Jason Mraz. And the lyric is, you can always come home. And your home is inside of you. And for someone who didn't like going home for a good portion of her life, changing the perspective to home is my meat suit. home is here, right? I can always get here to me as long as I'm breathing, right? So you can always get to you, to yourself. And if you can hold the perspective that what you think about in your head is your reality, and I'm not talking about thinking about flying or becoming an astronaut or, whatever. Talking about if you think good things about yourself, you're going to feel better about yourself. And if you don't, you can practice little bits at a time. There are a lot of resources now for mental health that didn't exist when I started my journey 25 years ago. I had to read like every self-help thing that existed, and I didn't understand it. I didn't know how to apply it. I didn't know what it looked like in real life. So, you only get this one shot. So if your home is not a comfortable place to be, you can work on it. Little bits at a time. I mean, it took me a really long time to get here and to figure this out. So, you can make your home nice, and you don't even need IKEA to do it. If you start standing up for yourself more inside of yourself, then you'll feel stronger as a person. And only honor your feelings if they're legitimate. And if you don't know if they're legitimate, like imagine you're talking to your friend and pull back, 1,000 feet. Okay, so right now I'm feeling like kind of nauseous about this thing that happened. And so is it because I'm thinking bad things about myself, or like what is happening inside of me that's having me feel this way? And imagine your friend saying those things to you, and how would you see it if you were your friend and not yourself? That's a good way to open up your perspective, actually. So learning how to be your own best friend is a struggle. It's a struggle to know how to do it. It's a struggle to know how to wrestle between self-love and ego. There's no instruction manual for humaning. We're all just doing the best that we can. This is another great reason to have an empowerment coach, somebody who can help you see who you are, help you figure it out and meet yourself for the first time, and build on that person to have the kind of strength where what you think, what you say, and what you do all match. And you walk through the world with a different kind of power. It's good to feel empowered. One more bit here, clearing your mind without meditating. If your brain is not your friend, if you say mean things to yourself on the regular, definitely check it out. having quiet inside of your head instead of someone nagging you, especially if it's you nagging you. It changes your life. It does. It helps you calm down, and it lowers anxiety levels and stress levels, and it helps you feel better about yourself and your life. And, you know, when you feel better about yourself, when you like yourself, you start having better friendships, better relationships. You don't feel as much in competition about things you have no control over anymore. I had a more well-rounded social life. I enjoyed the company of the people I was with more because they were more aligned with who I was as a person. I wasn't trying to fit in everywhere. I was finding people who were more like me and, you know, enjoyed the kind of things that I enjoyed and liked intelligent conversation and that kind of stuff. As a person with lifelong health issues, I had a lot less symptoms when I felt better about myself. In fact, narcolepsy specifically benefits from being positive and having positive emotions. It's scientifically shown that positive emotions help with wakefulness. And I personally believe that's true for every person on some level or another. When you feel better about yourself, you're less tired because you're less weighed down by feelings. You have more joy too. Make it a great day. The choice is always yours.